Good evening. Well, thank you, Engineer Timothy Chen, to introduce me. Okay, dear young ladies and young gentlemen, well, I'm glad to share with you my working experience and opinion on construction safety management. Well, first of all, you know who I am. I'm a builder, and also I'm a trainer. I operate two businesses. I know most of you are engineering students, maybe from civil engineering, building services engineering, or green engineering. Right? Am I correct? Yes? Yes. Is there anyone here to understand Cantonese? All of you are Cantonese?
Don't understand Cantonese?
有没有人不懂广东话？要说普通话？Okay, bilingual, so great. Well, I'm sure that in the near future, you will be qualified engineer or a competent construction manager as well. Let's imagine one day in a construction site, you have done something wrongly, or you haven't done something necessary. Unfortunately, a worker was killed in an industrial accident. And then the police come, arrest you, you are arrested. And the police take you to the court and charge you manslaughter, 误杀. 怎么办? With your proof guilty, I think you will be put into jail for a couple of years. Your career, your family, all your life would be totally ruined. So have you think about this? What is the relationship between poor site management and manslaughter? Is there any relationship? Any correlation between these two elements? But don't worry. Otherwise, you will not join the construction industry upon your graduation. Don't worry. Okay, let's go to my presentation tonight. I will spend an hour to deliver my talk. Part 1. The part 2 will be conducted by Engineer Ken. My talk is divided into 4 subtopics. Part 1, case review. 案件回顧. Part 2, why project staff is being accused of manslaughter. 一個工程嘅管理人員點解會俾人告到誤殺，不如告我謀殺呢？係嘛？ Part 3, responsibility of the contractor's management team. 承建商嘅工程人員嘅責任。I'm come from a contractor, and also most of the risks are being bared by the contractor or the poor site management, not the client, not the designer, not the engineer. Part 4, the last part, shortcoming of the industry and possible solutions. Just a little idea on how to improve our construction safety performance on site. 行業嘅短板同埋少少嘅解決方案。當然唔能夠解決全部問題。It is impossible to solve all the problems by one or two simple words. Impossible. Okay, part 1. It's me. 呢套武裝做咩嘅 ？What's for？ 係 safety gear 嚟㗎。你唔係飛機師啊 ，safety gear。我做緊乜嘢？我斬樹 ，fell a tree, cut wood. Okay, part 1. Manslaughter. What is manslaughter? Manslaughter is more or less negligent homicide. Homicide 就殺人 ，killing。negligence 疏忽地殺人。In other simple words, someone was killed wrongly. If someone was killed correctly, 咁呢個係乜嘢 ？Legally killed， 合法殺人。OK。No matter the person was killed directly by your own hands, or he was killed indirectly by your negligence, 都有可能構成 manslaughter 誤殺。Case review. The first case, number 1. What's this? Do you remember this? In 2017, while the Century Mega Project 港珠澳大橋、港珠澳大橋起緊嘅時候 ，it's being under construction. Let's look at the picture, the photo. I copied it from the news online. I'm not on site. It's from the newspaper online. It is one of the similar temporary working platforms being hanged under the bridge deck. One of the temporary working platforms. There's several working platforms in this type. It is one of these. What's happening? Some hanger of that working platform were suddenly broken. There were 5 workers working over there at the moment. Two workers were hit by the hanger and killed, and was killed immediately. And all of them were falling into the sea. 2 to 5 workers, 2 was dead. The story is last year, 2023, 5 years after the accident, a French engineer was arrested in the Hong Kong airport when he returned to Hong Kong. I don't know why he returned to Hong Kong. Then he was being charged manslaughter. Now he is on bail, awaiting for the court case. But I'm not sure where he is now. Maybe not in Hong Kong. I don't know whether the police will withdraw or will hold his passport or not. Case number 2 is a very famous case. You may remember this. Last year, the Elements Yunfang, a very big commercial and residential complex in Yau Ma Tei, Yunfang. You know where is Yunfang? Yes, a very big commercial arcade and several residential towers above. Who is the manager of Yunfang? Who is the property management of Yunfang? MTR property. Okay? What's happened there? You remember what's happened there? 2 workers were assigned to do some pipework replacement in a basement tunnel under it. But the tunnel door was locked outside. That 2 workers was found dead at the end of the tunnel under it. Next morning, 24 hours later, next morning, they were killed by toxic biogas. What means by biogas? 沼氣. Is there anyone here can tell me the composition or ingredient of biogas 沼氣? What is 沼氣? Sorry? H2S, hydrogen sulfide. It's one of the gas, maybe in 沼氣. Hydrogen sulfide, H2S. And the other gas, most common gas is CH4, methane, 天然氣 methane, 其實燒得嗰啲天然氣. And carbon dioxide. Okay, biogas 沼氣. 點解會有沼氣？點解會有沼氣產生？ It's degraded from some organic matters. For example, human waste, food, tree leaves, something like that. It's degraded from hydrogen carbide. Okay? So what's happened? The project manager of that E&M company and a boss of the subcontractor were arrested by the police and then stay in the detention facility for 9 months and then on bail waiting for court proceeding. Number 3, the third case, a very famous case. You must have heard about this. 2 years ago, Anderson Road, Pei, in a public housing project, a tower crane collapsed and passed and hit some steel container office. 3 were killed, 3 were injured. A very famous case. Tower crane, you know what is tower crane? 天秤. In 普通话，塔吊，天秤 ，OK? A very, very famous, serious accident in Hong Kong. So, what's happened? The buildings department said that the authorized signatory of the contractor, that is the project manager of the project, should be responsible for the overall safety of the tower crane under a supervision plan. I will further explain later what an authorized signatory and supervision plan is. In addition, the base structure of the tower crane was designed and verified by a technically competent person, what we call T5, T 唔識任技術人員. Both the project manager, the operating secretary himself, and the T5 engineer were being charged of manslaughter. Okay, let's see the situations, the current situations of those 5 persons being charged, being accused of manslaughter. Their current situation. The first case, 港珠澳大桥. The engineer, the French engineer, was on bail, but I don't know where is he now. Maybe in France, I don't know. The second case, the elements basement. The main contractor, it is an E&M contractor, a building services contractor. It's not a civil contractor. It is a air conditioning alteration project. So the main contractor is the building services engineer. I know there's some student here or some student online, building services engineering students. So it is not civil engineering. Okay? The project manager and the subcontractor boss. One is 40 years old, the boss is 62 years old, on bail after 9 months of detention, pending criminal charge. 嗱未審嘅件案，已經坐咗9個月啦。OK？ The third case, Anderson Road Tower Plant. The main contractor, it is a building civil engineering contractor. The builder's manager on site, the project manager on site, and he is the authorized secretary of that company to take care of that construction site. 35 years old, on bail after 2 weeks of detentions, pending criminal charge. 呢個坐2個禮拜監啫，但係告得入嘅就唔係2個禮拜。And the technically competent person, 適任技術人員 T5 engineer, that is the person to design and verify the structure of the tower crane, the base structure. 72 years old, he is a registered structural engineer himself. Being wanted, I want you, being wanted. What means by being wanted? 不见了，不知他去了哪里了，跑了。Okay? So part 2, project staff is being accused of manslaughter. 一個工程人員點解會俾人告誤殺？不如你乾脆告我謀殺啦，好唔好啊？告你好啦，唔好告我啊。So what's the difference between 謀殺and 誤殺？ I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a solicitor, I'm not a barrister. 我啲法律知識好有限。陳 Sir 先係專家，佢係法律專家，我唔係。我啲法律知識咧就嚟自網站啫。同埋俾人告得多，所以即係病得多成醫咁解啫。你我做建築公司成日俾人告咁告得多成醫咁解。So what's the difference between murder and manslaughter? Why didn't the police charge those manager and engineer murder? You are a murderer, I charge you murder. 乾脆了落啦，係嘛？直告我謀殺咪算咯。Murder means the death of another person in course of a person's attempt to commit a serious crime. A serious crime. To commit a serious crime. And also, he have an intent. Intent 係意圖，佢有 intent with the criminal purposes 犯罪目的 and he did act 行為。咁成日我哋都講啊，刑事罪行係乜嘢啊？兩樣嘢最緊要嘅，有意圖 intent， 有行為有 act。如果我得意圖，我冇行為咧，咁係犯咩罪？我有意圖冇行為。You have only intent. I have a plan. I have a plan, but I haven't do it. 你係犯道德罪。你係犯道德罪啫。嗰位女士好漂亮，嗰位男士好漂亮，嗰人好有錢，我想攞啲錢，但係你冇喐個手，你犯道德罪。邊個審你？你會唔會受審？會，死後必會受審㗎。你唔知嘅咩？現世唔會審，死後必須受審。OK。喺刑事罪係 a criminal case, you have intent, and also you have act. But very important, there is a criminal purpose. He did such actions for something benefit to himself or to his friend or to his family. What means by benefit? 我覺得好過癮，算唔算 benefit？ 算，唔係一定 physically 我袋咗錢叫做 benefit。我好憎佢，我就籌劃做低佢。咁你有 benefit 對自己有冇心理上我覺得過癮，都係個 benefit。呢個就係一個犯罪目的 ，is murder。如果有犯罪嘅目的，就會有可能構成 murder。咁咪即係話，如果呢個地盤嘅意外 ，that industrial accident， 佢嘅 happen 係有 intent、purpose and action。It is a murder case, not manslaughter case. So in other words, manslaughter has no intent or no plan. But someone was killed, or the victim was killed because of your fault, or because of your recklessness, because of your negligence. 你嘅過失，你嘅魯莽，你嘅疏忽 to kill someone. I have no plan. I have no intent to kill someone, but someone was dying. 我不殺白人，白人為我而死。Basically, there are two sorts of manslaughter. The first one is voluntary manslaughter, 蓄意嘅誤殺 ，or 故意誤殺 ，or 非預謀故意誤殺。I have no plan, but someone was killed due to my fault. For example, reckless indignation, 義憤填膺 imperfect self-defense, 過分自衛。But I have no, or you have no intent to kill someone. I'm very angry. You were irritated by someone. You are extremely angry. You loss of your control. 嗱，冇兇我，打你㗎，我會殺人㗎，我自己控制唔到自己㗎。呢句即係睇戲成日有呢啲嘅對白，係咪？如果你被激嬲 ，you were irritated, or you are very angry, you lost your control, you can't control yourself, and then someone was killed. 亡滅 ，it is called voluntary manslaughter. The common defense 最簡單嘅抗辯理由啊，係 loss of control。我都嬲到都傻咗，嬲到傻咗，我冇辦法 control。我叫你唔好擁我咧，我會控制唔到自己噶嘛，係嘛？控制唔到自己 ，loss of control。嗱 ，it is a skill or it is a defense, but whether you are guilty or not, it depends on the judge. Okay? Imperfect self-defense， 過分自衛。What means 係過分自衛？自衛殺人、過分自衛係咪相同？自衛殺人、過分自衛未必係相同。過分自衛 means 有個劫匪走埋嚟揸住把刀，我一手就空手入白人，咁水皮，跟住佢一腳就篩咗落地下，佢都暈咗啦。我仲行埋去揼多佢個頭20腳，有冇呢個需要啊？有。點解咧？因為有攝影機影住啊！即刻去做荷里活明星啊！佢都失去咗自衛能力啦，佢都瞓咗喺度啦。我空手入白人就攞埋佢把刀啦，係嘛？咁我仲踩佢個頭20腳喎，咁你咪過分自衛。但係你可以話我 loss control 我太緊張，我控制唔到自己，我傻咗，係嘛？好 ，the last one is 神志失常 ，mentally disorder。你只要證明你係 mentally disorder， 揾3個醫生證明你係 mentally disorder 咧，你就無罪。But for the rest of your life, you will be locked in a psychiatric hospital 精神病院 for the rest of your life. OK， 你唔係殺人，你唔使坐監，不過你要坐精神病院。OK。The second one is involuntary manslaughter， 非蓄意、非故意。喺字面上大家睇見個 difference， 一個 voluntary 蓄意，一個非蓄意，咁邊個嚴重啲啊？梗係蓄意嚴重啲啦，非蓄意又可能就低咗少少啊。Commonly we always call it 過失殺人 in the mainland China。喺國內裏邊我哋叫過失殺人。嗱呢個字香港好少人見。但喺國內咧，就好多時候過失殺人係嘛？煤礦冧咗煤礦坑啊，嗰啲煤礦老闆就俾人拉咗拘留調查，話你過失殺人係嘛？因為佢個過失有人而死。Someone was killed because of your negligence, because of your fault, because of your wrong actions. 30 years ago, 1993, maybe you were not born yet. There is a very famous case in Hong Kong. The most famous case in Hong Kong. Very serious industrial accident in a construction site in North Point, Bắc角. The new Town Gas Office Building, 新煤氣公司大樓，北角，即係響ICAC 大樓隔離。A builder slipped 工人升降機 was dropped from height onto the ground, and there are 12 workers inside the builder slip were killed. Do you know what is a builder slip? 地盤嗰啲嘅工人升降機。唔係 material hoist 啊 ，material hoist 係貨機嚇，builder slip 係人機。A very famous case. The main contractor is a very big overseas company from Japan, Aoki, 青木建設。Very strange. The company was accused manslaughter, not the manager, not the supervisor. The company was accused manslaughter. 間公司俾人告唔晒。A company was not a natural man. The company is not a man. Can't put a company into jail. It's impossible. So the company was finally fined 3 million Hong Kong dollar in 1993, 30 years ago, $3 million. And then that company go back to Japan after a series of poor performance. The second situation is unlawful and dangerous manslaughter. What's this? What means unlawful and dangerous manslaughter? 不法嘅行為或者危險嘅行為引致死亡。You haven't complied to the law, or you do something against the law, or you do something dangerous on construction site. Someone was then killed. For example, everyone knows that a manhole on the ground should be covered to protect the worker to prevent workers from falling down. But you tell the worker, hey, just leave it, no need to cover it, nobody will go there. So you ignore the law, you ignore the legal requirement, you do something unlawful, or you do something very dangerous. 阿陳出外場去抹一抹個玻璃窗咁簡單 ，no need to wear safety harness, no need to wear safety belt, just climb out of the window to clean it 5 minutes。其實你係謀殺咗，因為佢同佢爭係錢，係嘛 ？You do something very dangerous and then someone was killed by your fault, or under your order, under your management. The first scenario is vehicular manslaughter. It's very common in Hong Kong every week. Maybe such a vehicular manslaughter case in Hong Kong every month, maybe. Such as drunk drive, 醉駕 drug drive, 藥駕 or dangerous drive, 危險駕駛。危險駕駛引致他人死亡，聽見未啊？經常有啦，係嘛？我記得好似2-3年前年初三跑馬，有個巴士司機同啲乘客好似有兩句嗌交，個年青司機咁跟住揸快車行過呢個大埔公路嘅時候鏟咗埋山，跟住有幾個人死咗，係咪記唔記得呢件事？好似3年前啊，咁啊舊年就判咗呢個巴士司機危險駕駛引致他人死亡，好似坐3年定5年我唔記得咗。Okay, so what is the penalty of committing a manslaughter? 中咗罪啦，咁點啊？好多人話誤殺啊，坐3年啦、5年啦、10年啦，其實係唔係咧 ？No, not exactly. Referring to the another ordinance, another law, offence against the person's ordinance, Chapter 212, 侵害人身條例 Section 7, Manslaughter. Any person who is convicted of manslaughter shall be liable to imprisonment for life and to pay fine. 被裁定誤殺罪，可判終身監禁及罰款。人咧就好少罰款嘅，就青木就罰款啦，300萬。人就通常都坐監。我磅水得唔得啊？香港唔得，有啲地方可能唔得嚇。磅水可以唔使坐監，香港唔得嚇。咁啊，有機會係 imprisonment for life。終生酒店招待 ，OK， 咁當然香港就唔會坐到終生嘅。如果判得你終生咧，都起碼20年到，因為有扣假期啊、紀律良好啊、行為良好啊，係嘛，都20年。OK， 另外一個 terms Section 8 excusable homicide 可原諒殺人 ，no punishment， killed by misfortune。or own defence or lawfully misfortune 點解啊？不幸死於不幸，自摸13腰，跟住去報到，咁呢個就死於不幸，係嘛？如果你打出俾佢食13腰咧，呢個就要調查下，究竟係 murder case 啦，定係 manslaughter 啦？專登打咗13腰俾你，你仲唔死啊？咁呢個就大家要研究下，係 murder case 或 manslaughter case。合法殺人咧，響合法、合原則、合守則情之下，警察掹槍殺人，咁咪合法殺人。自衛殺人，響某程度，響不可避免的程度，自衛殺人都係合法嘅。OK， 咁但係過分自衛就唔係咯喎，過分自衛就 manslaughter 㗎咯喎，係嘛？佢都死咗啦，仲斬佢個頭落嚟嗰啲叫做乜人？非法處理屍體咁嗰啲又唔同啦，講笑啫。胡亂駕駛、危險駕駛咧係可以坐2年監，等大家呢個係個 reference。Part 3 responsibility of the contractors management teams。承建商嘅工程人員嘅責任，點解我哋講承建商唔講 client， 唔講發展商，唔講 architect， 唔講 engineer？ 因為地盤交咗俾你，施工係由承建商去負責，所以第一身嘅負責人就係承建商，所以所有99.999%的刑責都跌咗喺承建商身上。呢個就係香港嘅法例。呢度有一堆嘅 terms。就解釋 project management teams and worker. What is the responsibility of those contractors, manager, engineers, and supervisors in a construction site? Why should the contractors, managers, engineers, supervisors take care of the workers? Why they are liable to take care of the worker? Is it because they pay wages to the worker? Or they are the boss of the worker? So they are liable? I'm the boss, so I'm liable? Is it the case? Is this the law? Is it the legal requirement? You are the boss, you are liable to take care of your worker? Why? Why? 你有冇俾學費啊？讀書要冇俾學費啊？你同學？你俾咗學費，即係你係佢嘅老細啊？你有冇照顧佢啊？你唔好蝦佢喎！你上堂激死咗佢，咁係謀殺㗎，個起碼都係誤殺㗎，係嘛？你係老細就要照顧你嘅伙計。A contractor manager, a supervisor pay wages to the worker, so I'm your boss. I am the boss, so I have to take care of you. You are the boss. You pay your tuition fee. Please take care, Mr. Chair. 啱唔啱咧？ 梗係唔合理啦，根本兩個都唔係比較，example 嚟㗎嘛，係咪？你就算唔俾學費，你都要照顧阿 Sir 啦，啱嘛？好似頭先個同學照顧我買啲水俾我咁解啦，係嘛？呢個衷心咁叫你買咗啲水俾我。There's a lot of legal terms, very difficult, complicated legal terms. Due care, due diligence, duty of care, breach of duty, negligence, failure to exercise due care. Mr. Chan, Engineer Chan, is an expert in law, so he will further elaborate and explain those difficult terms to you in the second section of this seminar today. Okay, but I just want to focus on negligence so often. What means by negligence? In simple words, I'm a layman in law, so in simple words, I know simple words only. 應該做就唔去做，唔去做你又走去做 ，is negligence。咩叫應該做唔去做啊？我個咪瞄咗 ，OK。
點樣標咗？
喂，喂，而家聽唔聽到啊？
叫咗你翻嚟上堂㗎啦。
啊，依個唔係，依個係員工嚟。阿師。
都係睇真人表演 OK 嘛？
哦，呢度 ，OK。我撳咗呢個啫 ，OK。唔知邊個多手撳咗？
係咪我可能？
唔係關事，呢個佢個咪。OK， 聽到冇？
即係頭先嗰啲全部聽唔到啊？
唔係，顯得佢啱出聲啫。OK，
OK， Negligence. Something you should do but you haven't done it. Something you should not do but you did it. 點解咁講咧？應該做唔去做，明明個沙井應該冚板，你唔去冚，咁咪就應該做唔去做。個工人行埋嚟，阿 boss 唔夠木板用喎，沙井嗰度有嚿木板，拎去用住先。咁啊唔應該做，你走去做，係嘛？呢兩樣都係你個 fault， 都係一個 negligence。I'm a layman, I'm a legal layman, so 我用個 legal layman 嘅 interpretation 同你講 negligence。當然 solicitor, barrister 佢用佢個好 complicated 嘅 interpretation 要 explain what means by negligence。OK？ Let's move to the responsibility of an employer. OSH Ordinance, Chapter 509. OSH Ordinance, Chapter 509, Part 2, Responsibility for Safety and Health of Employee, which is similar of employers, sorry, a typo, of employer at work, which is similar to FIUO. FIUO is Factory and Industrial Undertaking Ordinance Chapter 59， 工作及工業經營條例，509章係職安健條例。工廠及工廠及工業經營條例59章咧係大好多嘅嚇，我時間攞咗個 example。It is general duty of an employer. Section 6. Employer to ensure safety and health of employee. The first sentence. You are employer. You employ worker. The worker work under you. The worker under your supervision, under your management, so you have the responsibility to take care their safety and health. So far as reasonably and practicable, ensure the safety and health and work of all employees. Number 1, provide and maintain plan and system of work that are safe. 所有設備同埋機械、工作系統都係安全。Make arrangement for ensuring safety in connection with the use, handling, storage, transport of plant and substance。所有嘅安排都係安全嘅，牽涉到使用、處理、儲存、運輸所有嘅材料工具。Provide such information, instructions, training and supervisions to ensure safety。提供適當嘅資料、督導、管理、訓練，所有嗰啲工人嘅訓練啊，上綠卡班係嘛？成我哋同佢上 training。Maintain the workplace in a safe condition。成個工作空間都係安全，咁即係出事即係唔安全啦。有陣時翻屋企都唔安全，咁你考慮下啦，係嘛？即係your parents or your wife or your husband should maintain the home place in safe condition, provided that you pay for your wife, you pay for your husband, or provided you pay for your parents。俾錢都係 boss 嘛，係嘛 ？Provide and maintain means of safe access and egress from workplace。進出口通道都要安全，出口通道唔安全，即係唔安全。OK，maintain a safe working environment， 你講晒啦。所有工作環境都係安全。It is the general duty of an employer. An employer should maintain to ensure that 6 scenarios。佢覺得喂，呢啲好 theoretic 啫，唔係嘛？經常每年都有好多張告票喺呢度裏邊嘅條文俾人告。Let's go to the buildings ordinance regarding contractor registration。一個建築承建商嘅註冊系統。大家知道啦，我哋做 civil engineering， 我哋嘅地盤我哋係有持牌㗎嘛，係咪？我哋係個 license contractor， 香港就冇 license contractor， 我哋香港叫 registered contractor。It is a registration system of a contractors。註冊承建商 in English registered contractor RC。一個承建商佢個管理係全面性嘅，不過喺公司層面。On the company level, company management level, the company shall assign a director to act as technical director。喺個董事會裏邊要委任一個有技術背景、有大學畢業嘅董事出任技術董事。咁呢個技術董事因為佢董事嚟㗎嘛，老闆嚟㗎嘛，係嘛？打呔翻工啊！咁佢喺公司層面 ，on company level。To manage a company， 授權簽署人 authorized signature， 記唔記得頭先講嘅授權簽署人？響安達臣冧天秤嗰件 case， 嗰個 project manager 佢亦係嗰間公司嘅授權簽署人之一，要考試，授權簽署人要考試。OK。An authorized signatory, he is the person on behalf of the company to manage the construction project。OK， 監工計劃書 supervision plan。It is a code of practice to define and to make sure all the contractor to compile a supervision plan, how to manage, how to supervise his project on site. It's called supervision plan， 係一套文件。一個計劃書同文件。A design and draft and prepared by the contractor, and also specifically it is designed by the authorized signatory of that project. Under supervision plan, there are 5 level or 5 grades of technically competent person， 適任技術人員。T1 more or less like a foreman, a supervisor. T2 a specialist foreman, or T3 maybe a general foreman or assistant engineer, something like that. T4 is the manager or project manager of that construction site. T5 is a design engineer, a qualified engineer. to take care those temporary works design and verification. Just like in Anderson, though, there is a structural engineer, 72 years old, his design engineer T5 to take care the base structure of that tower crane. So he's the T5 on that construction project, the design engineer for the tower crane base structure. Those technically competent person, they work on construction site, not in the company, on the construction site. So authorized secretary and his team, the TCP team, is the main core management staff in the construction project. According to the Buildings Ordinance 建築物條例, pay attention, buildings, not building. Because buildings, there's an S, buildings, buildings department, 屋宇署 Buildings Ordinance 建築物條例 buildings, there's always an S. Contractor's liability 承建商的責任. It is a legal requirement, the very beginning basic requirement of a registered contractor, free duty. Provide continuous supervision in according with his supervision plan. The authorized secretary prepare a supervision plan and deliver the supervision plan to the technically competent person, and the technically competent person to conduct the site supervision duty every day. So provide continuous supervision, 不斷監督工程的進行。根據監督嘅落書。Be notify the building authority of any contravention of the regulations that would result from carrying out works known in the plan approved. 如果批准圖則施工係會導致違規的話，要馬上通知屋宇署。點解圖則施工都會違規啊？你講笑，批准咗㗎啦喎。呢個概念香港同國內有啲唔同。國內吸咗印喺張文件度咧，張文件就乜都官方認可係嘛？香港就唔同啦。On the construction plan approved, it should be approved by the buildings department or by the other government department. The chop, approval chop on the plan doesn't mean that they accept everything. 如果呢張圖則裏邊有啲 fundamentally 係畫錯則或者違反條例，而 check 嗰個政府部門嗰個 Sir check 唔到，個責任喺邊度啊？喺 designer 嗰度，並不是政府部門。政府部門即係話哇咁大張圖則我睇過，大致就 OK。但係裏邊如果係有錯嘅，畫錯嘢嘅，則師的責任，工程師的責任。OK。Number 3, comply generally with the ordinance. As a registered contractor, you must comply the building's ordinance, all the clauses. Authorized secretary, the person appointed to act on the registered contractor behalf for the purpose of this ordinance. AS, authorized secretary, 授權簽署人就係嗰個人去執行代表間公司所有條例下邊的任務。咁咪即係有乜嘢咁點啊？即係你的嘢啦，咪你嘅嘢啦，你代表公司去執行建築物條例的任務啊嘛。咁係咪你個老細啊？係咪個 boss 係咪個董事啊？唔係喎，佢做緊公司嘅。Technical director 有咩責任啊？有。Have access to plant and resources， 為地盤提供資源、提供設備。Provide technically and financial support 記得出嚟。Make decision for the company and supervise 個 AS。咁咪使唔使落地盤啊？唔使喎。AS 要唔要落地盤啊？你自己中意，你自己中意。你落去日翻工出事嘅都係你出事，你唔落去地盤翻工出事嘅都係你出事。咁你想點死法嘅啫？即係安樂死定係辛苦死啦？你自己中意，係咪？總之出事嘅係你出事。咁大家將來畢咗業之後，咁咪諗下啦。哇！原來承建商咁辛苦㗎，咁大責任㗎，不如做 designer 啦，去則樓做啦，係嘛？咁你考慮下係咪咧？咁你大家咁你認為你唔係喎，刀邊嘅錢先至揾得過癮喎，係 係咪？咁你咪試下做下呢個行業咯，係嘛？咁啊歡迎大家加入我哋承建商。咁頭先同阿陳 Sir 都講緊啦，其實我哋公司每年都希望請啲 part-time staff 咧，喺你讀書嘅期間，我2、3年喺公司做嘢，我年年都請，而家請唔到，因為嗰啲哥哥仔、妹妹仔個個都唔得閒喎，今晚又要打機打天光喎，係嘛？啲女仔又我又唔知我約咗人喎，咁樣係嘛？唔肯做兼職係咁所以我哋歡迎嘅。如果你係有興趣做兼職嘅話，當然嗰啲兼職啊，唔係星期六翻嚟3個鐘嗰啲啦，嗰啲叫唔好理啊！你哋3個鐘嗰啲，都係每日放學啊，可能下晝都要嚟幫下手做下嘢咁樣啊。好多公司都請啊，我係承建商會會員啊，你係要嘅，你交個名單俾我，我1個禮拜派 job 俾你㗎，最多抽你5% charge 嘅啫。係講笑啫。好多行家請唔到人，但係而家冇乜年青人入行，因為點解啊？係你咁蠢嘅做工程真係，係嘛？咁蠢嘅讀工程咁辛苦嘅真係，即係女仔就話讀工程好啦，因為多男仔揀啊嘛。咁男仔讀工程嘅成班都冇女仔，你讀工程做咩啫？係嘛？真係。我有仔揀啊！你有仔揀都可以嘅，可以嘅，呢個選擇都係好嘅。即係你揀咗幾個仔咧，大家同學機會又大啲，所以同學一定歡迎。OK。適任技術人員 ，technically competent person T1 to T5 to control hazards 即係危機危害啦。From building works or street works so as to minimize the waste of the worker, the person around the site, and adjoining building, adjoining property, adjoining land。我哋建築物條例照顧嘅咧係照顧工人，照顧周邊嗰啲唔等使喺路邊賣嘢經過的人，照顧埋隔離左右嗰層樓，隔離嗰條街。建築物條例一個好概括嘅條例 ，TC a tree 紅色嘅部分就係我哋承建商嘅部分 ，a contractor stream，eco stream。左手邊 AP stream 即係 architect， 跟住右手邊係 engineer stream。我哋承建商係有自己一個團隊 ，our own stream of management。則師有則師嘅 own stream，engineer own stream。我哋 T1 to T3。Responsible for routine safety checking. T4 to T5, responsible for engineering level safety supervision. Okay? So what is the requirement of being a TCP? For example, T5. T5 is is a bachelor degree in engineering or in construction management or in construction engineering. A graduate having 3 to 5 year experience, you will be qualified as a T4. Okay, if you got a higher diploma or higher certificate with 5 years to 7 years experience, you will be a T3. If you get the diploma with 2 or 3 years experience, you will be T1. T5 is a registered engineer. Okay. AS responsibility. Overall responsible, full implement the supervision plan, control and ensure non-conformities, NC 即係唔能夠做錯嘢。Compile the supervision plan, provide checklists to his staff, supervise his staff, make sure the temporary works， 咩叫 temporary works 啊？臨時工作 ，for example working platforms, tower crane。Mobile crane, scaffolding 呢啲 temporary works 唔係 permanent 嘅因為施工途中要做啲嘢，做完之後要拆嘅 ，as temporary works. But it's the most risky. Okay, and that's a new requirement just added a month ago in October this year. All the mobile cranes and tower cranes must be installed alert system, sensor system， 感應系統，安全感應系統新加落去8月份加落去 ，OK。It is a temporary works design. With the temporary works has any effect on the permanent structure, the contractor shall employ a T5 engineer to design the temporary works and then submit to the project consultant for approval. And then the T5, the engineer, shall carry out the certification and verification upon completion. So it is the responsibility of that old engineer, 72 years old in Anderson Road power plant accident. The T5 engineer is the designer and the certifier of that power plant structure-based structure. Okay, so he's the person who is responsible for that. With there's a tower plant, a new requirement last month. With there's a tower plant, the AS and the T4 shall make sure the whole process has been fully compliant. They should employ a design engineer, DE, design engineer, and employ an independent checking engineer, ICG. And then do the laboratory test for all the connection, all the temporary wells, and then sign off the form TW1, TW2, TW3. It is the latest requirement. 一個月大嘅啫嚇。If you are a part-time student, you are currently working on construction site, you will face this requirement immediately. Okay. So, what's the possible outcome of being charged by the government, or what is the result of a serious accident? The Labour Department will sue you by FIU Ordinance, Factory and Industrial Undertaking Ordinance, and OSH, Occupational Health and Safety Ordinance, to sue you. The maximum fine is 10 million Hong Kong dollar, and imprisonment 2 years. Again, the company can't put it into jail. With the charge is personally, the manager or the supervisor may be subject to 2 years imprisonment. The buildings department will sue you also for the same case, second time. The labor department sue you one time, the buildings department sue you second time. The maximum fine is 1 million. Imprisonment is maximum 3 years. But the policeman will take care of you. Whether you are a murderer or manslaughter. With manslaughter, like our key case in 1993, 3 million. But nowadays, I don't think 3 million is enough. Okay, maybe 30 million, maybe. But for a natural man, a man, also compared to woman, okay? A man or woman, you are natural. What means by not natural? AI, not natural. Robot, not natural. Okay? If you are not a robot, imprisonment for life, come on, and fine. Is that all? No. For criminal charge, that's all. That's enough. Okay? But for non-criminal liability, the Labour Department will issue you immediately suspension notice 停工令 for a few months. 個地盤停工就得了，個承建商輸死都未見過，係嘛 ？Buildings Department will also offer you a cease work order 停工令 again. Works Development Bureau 發展局 with your company is the approved contractor for public works. 發展局 will suspend you to tender, ask you to take a safety audit, or remove you from the list. Housing Authority, if you are a contractor of a housing authority, again, suspension to tender, safety audit, remove you from the list. Contractor Discipline Board, you are a registered contractor. The Discipline Board, it is a mini court. Will take you to the mini court. They will deregister you or reprimand you, reprimand 即係譴責，登憲報譴責 ，or to fine you。我都做過紀律聆訊委員會有個 case 嘅，有個死亡事件嘅主席都審咗一件案，嗰件案係14、15年前嘅案，而家就拎出嚟審，係冇年期嘅，幾時都可以審得嚟。Contractor Registration Committee， 承建商要註冊㗎嘛，承建商要每3年重新註冊一次。 willful. Upon willful, you will be or might be or may be registered. Civil claims, 民事訴訟. Within 5 years, the victim or his or her dependents will go to the court and possess civil claims. 幾錢一條命？勞工處判工傷一條命係200-300萬嘅，但民事訴訟通常都 ask for 幾千萬。會唔會審啊？會唔會判啊？通常都唔會判，庭外和解，你哋握手啦，庭外和解，雙方律師傾掂數嘅，一條命都攬埋咗千零萬，咁你估告唔告好咧？告唔告好咧？啲家屬幾年後有人教佢告，我冇錢告，打官司唔使錢。你話冇錢就唔使錢嘅，你話有錢就要揞晒你所有嘅錢。冇錢嘅邊個同你打？黃子華係唔會幫你打嘅，係法援處幫你打啊嘛，係嘛？冇錢打官司會點啊？黃子華話OK， 大家諗下嚇，民事訴訟係好攞命，5年之內家屬或者傷者可以提供民事訴訟，唔係當日簽咗和解書嘅咩？我話俾你聽，冇效嘅。事發當刻簽和解書，我俾100萬你啦，你翻屋企養老啦，係冇效嘅。只要佢3-2年後翻嚟話，我因為當時情緒混亂 ，lost control， 有經濟的壓力，我被佢啲淫威逼之下簽咗呢個100萬的同意書。個官接受係啊，打佢啦。
再庭外和解咧？
庭外和解就得啦，因為你上咗庭啊嘛。嗰個未上庭之前嗰個叫私人和解協議，上去律師樓簽埋都可以無效，其實得。因為我老公都死咗，我都六神無主，仔女都響晒度，喊啊飯都冇得開，你俾100萬我梗要啦，點解唔要咧？係嘛？但係我出第2年又識個新老公啦嘛，個新老公話我真係唔抵啊嘛，係嘛？所以喺國內咧有個宣傳嘅slogan 嘅，曾經一定出現過，後尾唔準再掛嘅。你死咗，最開心的是你老婆和她的男朋友。咁呢個唔準再掛嘅。Part 4 shortcoming and possible solution 行業短板嘅解決方案。some recent case。啟德地盤 February 冧咗個大型嘅 bamboo scaffold on the ground. A large area of bamboo scaffold was fallen onto the ground and 2 dead, 3 injured. 記唔記得件事？而家承建商嘅組織、竹棚嘅組織、建造業議會嘅組織，大家都同意咗啦，響啲竹棚扣落去個牆嗰度，我哋叫做 put 落連牆器，掛條紅旗仔啦。因為點解啊？因為俾人剪斷晒啲連牆器，個竹棚係冧落嚟咯。咁所以就響逢係嗰啲駁落去牆嗰度嘅構件嗰度咧，掛條紅旗仔，咁呢個就即係基本有個睇見紅旗仔就唔好剪啦。咁當然呢啲連牆器咧，而家有最新嘅發展咧，就話安感應嘅嘢，裝個 sensor。如果嗰條連牆器嗰條鐵線都俾人剪咗嘅話，咪嘟得咗落嚟啦，個感應器咪響手機咧。係嘛？咁而家我哋已經有晒呢啲嘅智能系統啦。前幾個月就喺啟德呢個體育園咧，大家知道體育園要賣俾新公司賣俾周公司啊嘛，大家知唔知啊？前幾日係嘛？將個體育園賣咗俾阿媽咁啊！嗰度咧有個升降台 ，elevated working platform， elevated to the ceiling and the worker was trapped between the platform and the ceiling and then kill。記唔記得呢件事啊？邊個站？魯莽駕駛引致自己死亡，係咪？你話㗎？承建商有冇責任？判長有冇責任？有冇責任啊？你冇監督，你冇揸住個機嚟夾死佢啊！佢自己夾死自己啊！佢自己夾死自己喎！佢個機係自己控制，喺個台度自己控制，跟住咁啫喎。冇破壞出嚟，冇破壞出嚟，仲有咧？ 你點解唔用無人機做啫？啱嘛？而家咁多智能系統用機械人做嘛，你可以用高達㗎。點解你唔開部高達去起樓？承建商個站我唔知告邊個。右手邊嗰個就更加大家都知道啦嚇。今年4月份喺呢個元和路沙田有冇人住沙田啊？元和路公園嗰度半夜3更通坑渠係嘛？咁有2個工人走落個沙井嗰裏邊，又係包 gas 瓜咗老襯，仲要乜嘢都冇喎。大家知唔知咩叫 confined space 密閉空間啊？
一個出入口。
No， 絕對錯。密閉場地唔係一個出入口，一條隧道都可能幾個出入口，一個沙井有4個。
空氣唔流通啊！
密閉場地絕對唔係一個出口。密閉場地嘅意思係指一啲密封嘅空間，而存在有5種可以致命的風險，例如高溫、缺氧、冧泥、水浸、觸電。但係第6樣係最主要嘅，冇人敢講，就係陰氣重。呢樣唔講得啦嘛，係嘛？呢樣係要請我去做少少工作㗎嘛。要論法事。要嘅，梗要嘅。我都係收人十兩黃金嘅啫。咁抵，將10兩黃金化成呢個嘅宇宙大陸，淨化個空間。一化咗就冇咗啦，黃金當然啦，10兩要夠得。密閉空間，咁點解會有密閉空間出現呢單咁樣？似乎有少少犯咗低級錯誤嘅嘢咧。當然啦，件案就未審，亦冇人被告，而家就係司法途中啦。我又唔能夠妨礙司法公正，我根本就冇本事妨礙司法公正，我又唔能夠引導你妨礙司法公正噶嘛，係咪？發生咩事咧？希望你去調查下。咁下學期咧係好似點解多咗個 unit 嘅就必修科，呢個必修科就調查呢件事嘅 case。下個事就多咗個 unit 啫。2死3傷，乜嘢裝備、乜嘢設備都好似話冇做過，又有2個人落沙井。呢2個人，大家有冇諗過？邊個叫佢落沙井？邊個3米沙井？邊個叫佢落沙井？多問咯。嗱，你唔好妨礙司法公正啊！你而家係泄漏天機定妨礙司法公正先？你講清楚。佢跌咗個 iPhone 落去，自己執翻得唔得？佢跌咗 iPhone 落去，自己執翻，跟住第二個見佢攆咗落去，又落去想救佢，咁又得唔得啊？公堂之上估下嘢啫。唔知，但係邊個叫佢落去嗰個人就大件事。咁你覺得係咩 case 咧？你估而家咁嘅趨勢？咩答你？因為琴晚輸麻將唔找數啊，係嘛？有可能。我幫一個行家打甩過一個 case 嘅，就係有個工人跌咗落街。好消防真係一件 safety 嘅真係嗱，我哋睇報紙話佢冇啦嚇，或者人哋齊晒啦，我唔知道啦。好 ，another case 前個月嘅啫。A worker was falling from height while repairing a air condition set。外牆整冷氣，價值幾千蚊的工程就攆咗落街。I can tell you there are 21 men were killed last year in construction projects. Almost 1/2 of that 21 were related to those minor repair works. 有一半嘅死亡事件係同呢啲3幾千蚊的小維修有關。發生咩事呢？因為我哋啲額代喺大廈嘅外牆都冇諗過你要去維修，出唔到去嘅。每個維修嘅工程都有個死亡陷阱，我講過好多次。2 months ago, a bad actor 有個雞頭，有個 dumper truck。A dumper truck 嘅 driver was trapped between the bad actor and the truck， 已經夾死咗。我特登 cut 咗個相唔俾大家睇嘅，呢個不尊重死者㗎，我特登 cut 咗佢。我唔贊成影人哋啲樣出嚟。嗰啲唔應該，應該 delete 咗佢。你中意睇嗰啲就走去戲院睇啦，係嘛 ？OK， 點解個 truck driver 自己會走去車尾度俾個雞頭夾死？雞頭點解會夾啊？磨盤啊嘛，轉盤啊嘛。點解？一個冇可能發生嘅事。好啦，如果你係調查當局，你覺得邊個有責任？貨車司機本人，死者已矣咯。雞頭師傅、地盤管工、地盤經理、TCP、AES 邊個責任？Banksman 嘅責任係嘛？呢度唔見啊嘛，識路文啊唔見啊嘛。大半責任點解啊？因為佢請咗呢個二判。嗱，你又同我司法公正啊？點解有咩發生咧？我睇見好簡單有啲問題出現咗，大家可能感受唔到。如果你已經係做緊嘢，你可能感受到。The client side under the current legislation, the client and the designer has no responsibility on safety issues, according to the current legislation. They just focus on the design and how beautiful my building. 點解住宅大廈外牆都要玻璃幕牆嘅陰公？我有個例體嘅，我俾我同事都笑咗好多次，我講過幾廿次。我住15樓，我都唔知自己個冷氣點擒出去維修，我6台分體機都壞咗4台，全部大玻璃，啲冷氣都唔知匿喺外牆度反震咁，唔知邊度捐出去，係嘛？點解要咁樣咧？因為業主話靚啊嘛，咁咪好賣樓啊嘛，係嘛？我哋啲業主、啲設計師冇諗過個大廈要用嗰50年、60年嘅壽命係不斷有人要做維修，佢都唔諗呢樣嘢。每次維修都係一個死亡嘅陷阱。我哋做建築業係 the lowest tender win the project， 係嘛？最低標中標，仲有中咗標仲要減價。建築期係好短嘅 ，the construction period is very short. The design period, the land processing period is 10 years. The design period is 1 year, but the construction period is only 2 years. Yeah. It is unreasonable. 一個物業發展就係搞塊地都搞10幾年都未人玩，棕地、藍地、紅地、綠地嘅問題。設計入職又1年嘅時間，跟住起樓2年唔該你攞埋，打樁做裝修都做。我成日都講唔夠錢又唔夠期，你想我做乜呢？啱唔啱啊 ？Liquidated damages 係咩嚟嘅咧？建築公司原來簽咗個合約係1年，係18個月，過期每天係罰錢，罰親嘅銀碼係 talking about 幾十萬一天。大家出嚟做工程就知道，所以你將來出嚟做 engineer、做 client 嘅時候，唔好咁無良體諒下啲小型建築公司好 humble。Worker 發生咩事啊？The workers' awareness of safety is insufficient。我哋香港嘅工人對安全嘅意識係到而家都唔足夠。點解啊 ？Aging， 我話俾大家聽，喺地盤嘅工人攬埋都60幾歲。我公司而家用緊啲70歲都要用啊，點解唔用啲後生啲嘅？我個快咁倒先得啊！後生嗰啲唔知去晒邊啊嘛。你肯唔肯做工人啊？我叫過你唔好讀 degree 啊，讀嚟做咩啊？做工人有前途啊！你係都要讀 degree， 係咪 ？Overestimate his fitness, condition and technique， 高估自己嘅能力嘅，高估自己嘅身體狀態。有時身體狀態啊，高估咗自己，頭暈身㷫又唔知，眼花又唔知，係嘛？嗰日狀態唔好又唔知，諗住一步咗跳到20尺遠。你高估自己 ，lucky mentality， 僥倖心理。撈幾廿年跌得死我，咪傻啊！我點同佢啊？啱唔啱啊？啲師傅逐個日日都同你講緊呢啲説話，你少憂啦啲師傅。所以香港嘅 idea 有時候強調嘅就係罪不至業主，刑不至工人。你捉住中間嘅 contract 得嚟問，有何用？所以大家將來社會嘅棟梁，將來做咗發展局局長，做咗屋宇署署長，或者做咗特首，或者入咗國務院做副總理， 體諒下，原來建築唔係講就可以解決。罰死佢啦，拉晒佢哋去坐監啦，凌遲處死嗰個 contractor 啦，解決問題嘅。有冇聽過4S 啊？智慧工地。而家我哋香港推得好行㗎啦，每間公司可以去政府申請一啲嘅援助金，750萬每間公司去添置智慧工地嘅系統。不過你用得呢個援助金就係由建造業議會係統籌嘅，響得名單嗰啲材料都唔會平。即係點解啊？你上官網買嘢同淘寶買嘅嘢，同一件貨品價錢爭幾多咧？爭個 brand name 嘅個牌子唔係一樣啊，牌子唔係一樣，個產品一樣，牌子唔一樣，但係價錢爭10倍，大家知啊。4S， 但係無論點你都要行。另外一個 possible solution 我經常都會強調，我嗰邊商學會開會就係會強調，咁建造商會開會我哋強調就係 design for safety， 設計安全。由設計第一步就考量咗個安全，包括施工期間的安全，日後大廈維修50年、60年的安全都要考慮。喺英國呢條例行咗20年，我哋嘅競爭對手新加坡都行咗6、7年。我哋香港而家就得個講字，業界推動下，業主唔用唔動咧，係嘛？咁點搞咧？理念就係從源頭開始，從設計嘅開始 ，from the very beginning to mitigate safety problem。OK？ 呢啲係我呢近期有啲嘅電台啊、電視訪問啊，或者啲電台節目啊，我講安全嘅資料啦。如果大家有興趣嘅，可以 cut 條 link 睇下，就聽下我講嘅説話啱唔啱你聽啦嚇。咁呢啲都係大家可以電台啊、電視啊，或者係一啲嘅議會嘅講座啊咁樣嚇。好啦，呢度係有我本書啦，我呢本書係全港得一本嘅啫，就教人哋點樣去考建築公司嘅牌照嘅。所有建築公司牌照嘅持牌人唔會少過一半係揸住我呢本書嘅嚇。咁啊，呢度亦有我嘅 WhatsApp 嘅 QR code 啦，又有我 Facebook 嘅 QR code 啦，有興趣 at 我可以加朋友，或者你可以隨時揾我，大家研究下點樣發展你個路向啊，或者你點樣可以唔收人工又去地盤打工啊咁嗰啲啊。Thank you very much.
Thank you.